The boy had locked his car and was walking towards school. Casually, Eleanor started after him, the other girls right behind her in a close-knit pack. For an instant annoyance bubbled up inside her. Couldn't she go anywhere without parade on her heels? But Meredith caught her eye, and she smiled in spite herself. "Noblesse oblige," Meredith said softly. "What?" "If you're going to be queen of the school, you have to put up with the consequences." Eleanor frowned at this as they entered the building. A long corridor stretched before them, and a figure in jeans and leather jacket was disappearing through the office doorway up ahead. Eleanor slowed her pace as she walked up to the office, finally stopping to glance thoughtfully at the message on the cork bulletin board by the door. There was a large window here, through which the entire office was visible. The other girls were openly gazing through the window and giggling. "Nice rear view. It's definitely an Armani jacket. You think he's from out of state?" Eleanor was straining their ears for the boy's name. There seemed to be some kind of trouble in there. Miss Clark, the admissions secretary, was looking at a list and shaking her head. The boy said something, and Miss Clark lifted her head in a "what can I say" gesture. She ran her finger down the list and shook her head again, conclusively. The boy started to turn away, then turn back. And when Miss Clark looked up at him, her expression changed. The boy's sunglasses were now in his hand. Miss Clark seemed startled by something. Eleanor could see her blink several times. Her lips opened and closed as if she were trying to speak. Eleanor wished she could see more than the back of the boy's head. Miss Clark was fumbling through piles of paper now, looking dazzled. At last she found a form of some kind and wrote on it, then turned it around and pushed it towards the boy. The boy wrote briefly on the form, signing it, probably, and returned it. Miss Clark stared at it a second, then fumbled through a new pile of papers, finally handing what looked like a class schedule to him. Her eyes never left the boy as he took it, inclined his head in thanks, and turned to the door. Eleanor was wild with curiosity by now. What had just happened in there? And what did this stranger's face look like? But as he emerged from the office, he was settling his sunglasses into place again. Disappointment coursed through her. Still, she could see the rest of his face as he paused in the doorway. The dark curly hair framed features, so fine that they might have been taken from an old Roman coin or medallion. High cheekbones, casual straight nose, and a mouth to keep you awake at night, Eleanor thought. The upper lip was beautifully sculpted, a little sensitive, a whole lot sensual. The chatter of the girls in the hallway had stopped as if someone had thrown a switch. Most of them were turning away from the boy now, looking anywhere but at him. Eleanor held her place by the window and gave a little toss to her head, pulling the ribbon out of her hair so that it fell loose around her shoulders. Without looking to either side, the boy moved on, down the hallway. A chorus of sighs and whispers flared up the moment he was out of earshot. Eleanor didn't hear any of it. He'd walked right by her, she thought, dazed. Right by her without a glance. Dimly, she realized the bell was ringing. Meredith was tugging her arm. "What?" "I said, here's your schedule. We've got to trick on the second floor right now. Come on!" And then allowed Meredith to propel her down the corridor, up a flight of stairs and into a classroom. She slid into an empty seat automatically and fixed her eyes on the teacher at the front without really seeing her. The shock still hadn't worn off. He'd walked right by, without a glance. She couldn't remember how long it had been since a boy had done that. They all looked at least. Some whistled, some stopped to talk, some just stared. And that had always been fine with Eleanor. After all, what was more important than boys? They were the mark of how popular you were, of how beautiful you were, and they could be useful for all sorts of things. Sometimes they were exciting, but usually that didn't last long. Sometimes they were creeps from the beginning. Most boys, Eleanor reflected, were like puppies, adorable in their place, but expendable. A very few could be more than that, and become real friends, like Matt. Oh, Matt. Last year she'd hoped that he was the one she was looking for, the boy who can make her feel, well, something more. More than the rush of triumph at making a conquest, the pride in showing your new acquisition off to the other girls. And she had come to feel a strong affection for Matt, but over the summer, when she'd had time to think, she'd realised it was the affection of a cousin or sister.